Hi friends, in our earlier videos we have learned the fundamentals which are required for preparation of a bank reconciliation statement. Now in our earlier video we have learned how to record journal entries relating to bank transactions in the books of the business and in the books of the bank. We'll continue that. In our last video we have learned how to record entries for 5 different type of transactions that take place between the business and the bank. We'll continue that. We have the sixth transaction here, payments made by bank based on standing instructions. Now what is this? Sometimes what happens is, like, business will have some repetitive payments which have to go every month or every fortnight, like payment of rent of the premises to the landlords. We may have numerous branches or offices where we have to pay rent to the landlords on a timely basis. We might have to pay insurance premium regularly, yearly or quarterly. We might have to pay telephone bills, expenses, etc. So in such cases, what the business does is, instead of doing that every time instructing the bank to make the payments, they give some standing instructions to the bank that on this date you make so much payment to the vendors or to the suppliers or to the landlords. So we tell the bank, come 10th of every month you make the payment of rent, come 5th of every month you make the payment of the telephone bills, come 6th of every month you make the payment for the electricity bills of the business. So we give them the instruction that as soon as a specific date arrives, make the payment to the respective person. So what happens is, generally banks would record the entry first, and whenever the date comes the bank will debit our account, that is the customer's account in their book. Our account in their books is called as the customer account, and if they are paying cash they will debit credit cash, or if they are making payment through to another bank or to insurance company, they will credit their respective accounts. So the bank will record the entry on the date of payment. So we'll write here, bank will record on date of payment. So whenever that they make a payment, they'll pass this entry in their books. Now the question comes, when will the business record this entry? Generally, now what will be the entry in the books of the business? The entry would be expenses account debit. These are our expenses, and who is making the payment? Bank is making the payment, hence bank account has to be credited. When will the business record the entry? On receipt of information relating to payment, the entry will be recorded. On receipt of information, the payment will be recorded. Now suppose there is a delay. The bank makes a payment, let us say on 10th of a month, and the information reaches to the business on 30th of that month, or the last date of the month. So the business will record the entry only when it comes to know that the bank has made a payment. So in between this period, that is in this period interval, bank made payment on 10th, we came to know on 30th. So in this gap, what will happen is, the passbook will show a lower balance, and the balance as per our books or as per the cash book will be higher. There will be a difference which has to be explained through a statement called as the bank reconciliation statement. As soon as we also pass the entry in our books, there will be an entry in books of the bank and the books of the business. Then the balances as per our books and balance as per the bank's book will also tally. Deposits made by customers directly in the bank. Now there can be certain situations where we have to collect payment from our customers. The customers are located in different geographical areas, they are located in different places, and it is not possible for us to go physically to each customer and collect cash from them. So what we might do is, we may share the bank account details with the customers, and the customers may make a deposit in our bank account directly. So what is the entry bank will pass? Again, the entry will be recorded by the bank first. Bank is receiving cash. cash account debit to customer account. Customer account means our account. So our passbook would be credited because this money belongs to me. So my customer is depositing money in the bank. Bank and the customer has no relationship. Bank is collecting money on our behalf. Here customer means the business who is having an account with the bank. So we can also read this transaction deposits made by customers, or we can say debtors directly in the bank. So the bank will pass the entry cash account debit and it will give a credit in our passbook. That is the passbook of the business which it is maintaining with the bank. When will the bank record the entry? On the date of deposit. On the date of deposit, bank is going to record this entry and it will inform the business later. Now, when we come to know that the customer has made a deposit in our bank, then what is the entry we are going to pass? Our bank is receiving money, so we have to debit bank account. Deposits have to be debited. Who is giving the money? Debtors are giving the money, so debtors account will be credited. When will we record the entry? We will record the entry on the date of receipt of information regarding the deposit. So when we receive information that yes, some of my customers have made deposit in the bank, I'm going to record the entry in our books. Again, let us say 5th of a particular month, our customers, our debtors have deposited money in the bank. I came to know that they have deposited money on 10th. So during this period, the balance in my bank will be higher and the balance as per my books, that is as per the books of the business, will be lower. So this difference is explained by preparing a statement called as the bank reconciliation statement. So the balance in the passbook on 5th and the balance as per the cash book on 5th will not be same, but on 10th there will be an entry in the passbook and there will be an entry in the cash book. Both the books will become equal on that day, but in this interval of 5th to 10th there can be a difference. If somebody wants you to explain why the difference arises, we have to explain it through a statement called as the bank reconciliation statement. Next, checks deposited dishonored. So here we have an entry, checks deposited dishonored. We received some checks from our customers and we have deposited the checks in the bank and ultimately the checks were dishonored. Now what happens? As we have discussed earlier, when we receive a check from a customer, we pass an entry in our books, that is the books of the business, bank account debit with the check amount, and we credit the debtor, the person who has given the check to us. When do we pass the entry? We pass the entry, I'll write here, on date of deposit we pass the entry. Now, when will the bank pass entry relating to the deposit? The bank will pass the entry relating to deposit of the check only on the date of collection. So what we are saying here, we are saying check has been deposited but dishonored. So the check was never converted into cash. The bank was not able to collect money on that check. Hence, when the check is dishonored, the bank will return the check. It will return the check to the business and no entry will be passed in the books of the bank. So now what happens? As soon as we receive the check on the date of deposit itself, we are assuming that money has been received by the bank. We have debited bank. We have said deposit has arrived in our bank account and we credited customer's account. But the check was ultimately dishonored. So bank will return the check and there will be no entry in the books of the bank. Bank will pass entry for the check only on the day when the check is collected. So if the check is not collected, there will be no entry in the books of the bank. Now what happens is, this entry which we have already recorded on the date of deposit needs to be reversed and cancelled. So we will pass entry debtors account debit to bank account. This entry will be passed only on the date of information relating to dishonor. So till the time we pass this entry relating to dishonor, there will be a difference. I'll explain it here again. Let us say I receive a check on 5th March 2021. As soon as we receive the check, business and bank. As soon as I receive the check on 5th March, I'll pass the entry bank account debtor to debtor's account. Let us say 5,000 rupees was the value of the check. Bank account will be debited and debtor's account will be credited. So on the date of receipt of the check, I have recorded this entry. Date of receipt, I recorded the entry. There will be no entry in the books of the bank. Bank will record the entry only when we deposit the check and when the money is collected. Let us say on 5th March itself I have deposited the check, and on 10th March bank says the check has not been collected, there is no money in the account of the issuer of the check. So on 10th March what the bank will do is bank will return the check to us, and there will be no entry in the books of the bank. Now on 10th March when we came to know, when the check has been returned by the bank to us, we came to know that money has not come. This entry is reversed by passing an opposite entry, debtor's account debtor to bank account 5,000 rupees. So we cancel this entry by reversing it on 10th March. So what happens is on 5th March when we received the check, we have recorded this entry. Because of this, the bank account as per our books will show a more balance, higher balance, whereas the bank books will show a lower balance because there is no entry in their books of account. But on 10th March when we reverse this entry, the balance as per the books of the business and as per the books of the bank will become equal. So, but we will record the entry of dishonor only when we receive the check from the bank relating to dishonor. When the bank returns the check to us saying that the check has been dishonored, only on that date this entry will be reversed. Till the day we receive the check from the bank as returned as dishonored, till that date the balance of the business, the books, the bank account as per the books of the business will be showing a higher balance, and the books of the bank will show a lower balance. So there can be a difference between this date and this date, because on 5th March there is an entry in my books, we are saying a deposit has happened, whereas bank is not saying any deposit. So our books will show higher balance, bank books will show a lower balance. But as soon as we know about the dishonor, we reverse this entry, our books will also be reduced, the balance as per our books will also be reduced, and both the books will become equal. So we have to remember this. Checks deposited dishonored, you remember this point. Whenever we receive the check, we pass the entry bank account debtor to debtor on the date of receipt of the check, but no entry is passed by the bank. If the check is returned dishonored, the bank will return the check to us and we would have to reverse the entry recorded. But this will happen only on the date of receipt of information relating to dishonor. So only on the day when we receive the information relating to dishonor, we will reverse this entry, and because of a time gap there can be a difference in the balances as per the books of the bank and as per the books of the business. Next, bills sent for collection collected by the bank. Sometimes a business will have a lot of customers, let us say thousands of customers who have given us hundreds of bills. So it becomes difficult for us to track these bills for their due dates and present them to the party for collection on the due date. So what happens is we can hand over these bills to the bank for collection. So when we give these bills to the bank for collection, we pass an entry bank account debit to bills sent for collection. So when we give the checks to the bank, not the checks, these are bills. We have given a lot of bills to the bank. So on the date of sending the bills for collection, we pass this entry. That means we increase the balance in the bank account as per our books on the date of sending the bills for collection. Let us say we have received 100 bills on 3rd of March. The same day we send the bills for collection to the bank. So on 3rd March we increase the balance in our bank account as per our books. Now when will the bank pass the entry? Only on the day when the bills are due for payment. Banks will present these bills to the respective debtor and say, boss, you had accepted some bills drawn by our clients. Now we have the bills. We have been instructed to collect these bills on the behalf of our client. Client is business for the bank. So the bank will present the bills for payment to the respective customers of the business on the due dates. So bank will go on behalf of the business to the customers of the business and say, please honor your bills on the due date. So on the day when the bank is collecting payment, they'll pass the entry cash account debtor to customer account. So whatever money they are receiving, they will credit to customer account. That is the account of the business in the bank. So this entry will be recorded only for the collected amount. Not all the bills which have been handed over may be collected, only for the collected amount and on the date of collection. On the date of collection of amount, not the bill. The bank is not going to pass the entry on the date they receive the bill. They will write entry only on the day when money is received on that bill. That is the difference. So only for the collected amount and on the date of collection of the amount, the bank will pass the entry cash account debtor to customer. Let us suppose we hand over to the bank bills worth 1 lakh rupees falling due on various dates. Many dates. There are many bills which are going to fall on 1st, 2nd, 5th, 10th, 13th, 16th, so on and so forth in a month. And the bank has collected only say 10,000 rupees on a particular day. So the bank will pass entry only for this 10,000 rupees on the day of collection. Let us say on 6th they have collected this amount. So on 6th they will write this entry for 10,000 rupees cash account debtor to customer 10,000 rupees, and the entry will be passed only on the day when the bill is collected. So what happens is, let us say on 1st of a month we hand over bills worth rupees 1 lakh to the bank. So as soon as we hand over the bills to the bank, our bank account in our books will increase by 1 lakh, and let us say on 6th the bank is able to collect rupees 10,000. So the bank will increase our passbook balance only by 10,000. So in this gap there will be a difference in the books of the business and in the books of the bank, which has to be explained through a statement called as the bank reconciliation statement. Okay, so in this video we learned few more different types of transactions that take place between the business and the bank, and we saw when the entries are recorded by the parties in their books of accounts. These entries have to be learned, and it has to be understood when a particular transaction is recorded by the bank and by the business to understand why there can be differences between the balances shown as per the books of the business and the balances shown as per the books of the bank. And if there is any difference which is temporary in nature, it can be explained through a statement called as the bank reconciliation statement. So these are the fundamentals which we have learned relating to bank reconciliation statement. In our next video, we'll learn how to prepare a bank reconciliation statement and explain differences, if any, arising between the balances as shown in the books of account of the business and the books of account of the bank. Thank you.